David and Greta Iredale have just witnessed their extraordinary kit house being built in record speed. They've just moved in, and I'm interested to see if the German promise of the perfect house has lived up to its expectation. Hello.
Hello, Kevin. Nice to see you again.
How are you? So you're in?
We're in. Hard work, but we're here.
Wow. There's panels of colour. How strong are they? They're very vibrant.
It's down to Greta, that is.
It's all my
Very
fault.
exciting.
Well, we've just added a touch of English design, I think.
How's the rest of it?
Come and
have a look.
From the vibrant hall, David and Greta's house opens into the huge open-plan living and dining area, surrounded by walls of glass which even on a dull day bathe the space in light.
See through here, there's the Mondrian that's painted on the wall.
It's not a Mondrian, it's an Iredale, isn't it? This?
It is.
When did you do that? When did you decide to do that?
When the house was built, I decided that was the best place to put it. It was really...
It's great, isn't
life.
it? What does Peter Huff think? Have you been to see it?
Oh,
yes.
He's absolutely delighted. Never seen... All the Germans are saying, we've heard in Germany about the colours, you know, how wonderful.
4 years on, and I'm back to find out if such an artistic couple as David and Greta have been able to bend the unyielding German style of their house into something more personal. Hello, Greta. Hello, David.
Lovely to see you.
And you. How are you? At first glance, very little appears to have changed since I was last here.
Still as good as it was the day they finished it all.
The sofas we had recovered because, as you know, very dear friends gave them to us. And
That's right, they were sort of an O'Neill colour. They're
That's
now
right.
gold. That's about the only difference, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I just made the mural, added more gold into that so that it matched it.
Oh yeah, but I rather like the fact that you can kind of, you paint your pictures to suit your decoration kind of thing. It's
Oh,
part
yes,
of the theme.
yes.
Yes.
And that you add a bit of gold. It's a bit like changing the cushions.
And why
isn't it?
not? Yes, it's easier for me to do that than buy new cushions.
Just as this building is almost impossible to mould to its context, so it's difficult to personalise. But David and Greta have used the German house almost as a starting point for a new collection of David's paintings.
Most of the changes that we've made, of course, are outside. You can see the additions, the big mosaic. And
you've been painting.
Well, I'm always painting.
Outside, David's even had a go at remodelling the context for the house with his sculptures. I really like the sculpture.
That's French plough shears and nuts and bolts and old drills and things, all welded
Bits of
together.
balustrade for the
It's a
tail.
balustrade, yeah.
Well, and my father's old tools.
What a brilliant way to reuse old tools.
Yes, we're pleased.
What a
with
great
that.
piece of
Yeah.
sculpture.
I
I
love
think that's a really great addition. This is where the caravan used to be, isn't it? This is where you were living.
Yes.
Yeah, 6 months.
And now it's a little arbour with this extraordinary thing on that. This is great. It looks like a Gaudi piece of madness, this.
Well, it's made from all pieces of tile that were smashed up, some of it reclaimed,
Yeah.
and the primary colours which match those in the house.
This is a sort of exterior version of that Mondrian painting
It
that you
is.
did almost, customising the house. Clearly, David's outdoor sculptures, like his new pieces inside, are a more fluid and organic response to the rigidity of the building. They're a more human foil to it. Having said that, no amount of art or foliage is going to hide a giant licorice allsorts. Nice to meet you.
Nice to see you.
And you.
Kelly,
Kevin, how are you?
nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to be here. It's a bit windy for August, isn't it?
Yes.
But I guess here in the Fens it always sort of is a bit windy, isn't it?
That's right, extremely.
And this is your site. You're going to build here.
This is it, yes.
And what are you going to be building on it?
It's going to be an oak timber frame, hexagonal-shaped house,
Yes.
off the ground,
Yes.
on stilts. And it's going to be straw bale insulated, with the oak studs exposed, lime render infill, and a cedar shingle roof.
Wow. Kelly and Massaco's new two-storey eco-home will rise up out of the Fens on stilts to reduce the risk of flooding. Unusually, this oak-framed house will be hexagonal to mirror the shapes of the natural world, like honeycomb and plant cells. The huge, complex oak frame will be handmade by Kelly, and the walls will be filled with straw bales, a cheap but efficient insulation material, protected by a layer of timber boarding and rendered on the outside with lime. The ground floor will be divided with a guest suite on one side, with bathroom, and next to it a utility room. Beyond that, there'll be a large open-plan kitchen, dining and living space. Kelly and Masako want the inside of their house to be full of natural materials, so the spacious sitting room will have a unique one-off staircase carved from an 800-year-old oak tree trunk that Kelly has salvaged. Upstairs, there'll be 3 bedrooms and a bathroom, all accessed from a hexagonal landing with a balcony that overlooks the sitting room. Large windows in all the rooms will illuminate the house with natural light, minimizing the use of electricity. While the roof lantern will allow more light to spill through the center of the building, filtering down onto the oak tree trunk staircase. It's been well over a year since I last saw Kelly and Masako, since they moved into their house. And I'm very interested to see not just what their place looks like and what it's like to live there, but now they've got all their vegetables and their crops growing, you know, whether they really have found a good life. This is progress.
Yeah, there's a big change having the big old house out of the way.
Yes, this is it. Grand approach to the building. Is this all your own work? It must be.
Yes, of course, yes.
I like the very gentle to bridge-like nature of this.
Yes.
This is something else.
It's lovely to have a bit of water in front of the house, really. Coming in.
Hello, Masako. How are you?
Yeah, fine, thank you.
Very good to see you.
Nice to see you.
Your house, which is considerably better finished.
It's really come to its own, I think.
This building is the culmination of 3 years hard graft. And since my last visit over a year ago, it's clear that Kelly and Masako haven't been resting on their laurels. All the rooms are now complete, and Kelly's craftsmanship is evident throughout. Hello.
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 What on earth made you choose to do this?
My parents were local and I used to pass this all the time. I did used to think it's so sad that it is in this ruinous state and why doesn't anyone do anything with it? And I thought it's the sort of project that we could take on. It's just such a magical place. You know, we both fell in love with it and both very passionate about restoring it.
So how much do you pay for it?
100,000.
With no planning permission?
With 0 planning permission.
And you're laughing.
Because we made it. Took me 1 year to get planning, but got it.
To get permission, Jimmy and Mimi agreed not to add to the original footprint of the folly. So their new home will be exquisite, characterful, and very small. 15 months since I first met them. The dust has begun to settle. The site is wooded with oak trees and now eccentrically fenced with windfallen timber. Not building a wall, using just an old tree trunk. That's typical Jimmy, isn't it? It's bonkers. Although the building is much more grown up and it looks rather good. It is a beautiful miniature castle. This folly has sprung alive again. Its windows glint. Its walls are brighter, battered and bruised with time, but now delicately repaired with lime mortar. And it has a new grand staircase and a new birthday. Oh, how very, very nice. Looks great. Hey, I like your handrail.
I'm very proud of it.
Yeah, no, it's a nicely done thing.
The kitchen is a lot more spacious than I ever imagined it would be.
There's plenty of room for a table. And you have a charming utility room.
Yeah.
And a charming swing.
Yeah.
And the stove fits perfectly.
Yeah.
Almost as they made the fireplace 300 years ago to fit the stove.
Exactly.
You can't be too precious about this building, can you? It is quite rough and ready.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like us.
And we exactly.
I don't think it would be right for everything to be perfect. I think part of the kind of beauty of this is that it has these rough features because you kind of melted into this like amazing vistas.
Oh, this is nice. You see, any sense of compromise and division doesn't register because the windows are taller on this floor and the ceilings are so much higher. You got en suites as well?
And both.
Yes.
It was the way to save space. You would have had to have a corridor, or you would have to come to the landing to go to the bathroom. At the end, this was the best solution, in my opinion.
From the bedrooms, the staircase winds its way through the turret to the roof. A fitting observation deck. I do like this space up here. And there's something about being up in the canopy, isn't there, as well, which is a different sort of relationship with the trees, with the sites.
You do get that sense, you know, of being sort of almost in a tree house because you're so surrounded by trees. Just a really nice feeling, actually.
A new baby, a new home, and a possible new career in restoration. The changes wrought in Mimi and Jimmy's lives have followed the changes in fortune of this place.